We're not. We're a platform that serves the world. So we're a global.
Uh-oh.
Your platform restricts speech.
Our platform promotes speech unless people violate our rules.
Stinky poop. Poopies. Funny poopies. La 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 la. Funny poop. Poop funny. Wee. Yay for poopy. Good poopy.
And in a specific direction.
In any direction.
Uh-oh. I think I made a poopy.
Secret blacklists. Stanford's Dr. J, who argued that COVID lockdowns would harm children, Twitter secretly placed him on a trends blacklist. Or consider the popular right-wing talk show host Dan Bongino, who at one point was slapped with a search blacklist. Set the account of conservative activist Charlie Kirk to do not amplify, and Twitter denied that it does such things.
Our platform promotes speech.
So they lied.
I don't know who they are.
You're biased, and you're targeting specific individuals because your rules support this perspective.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Thank you for the feedback.
Whoa! Somebody's coming. I think I'm suffering from a little delirium. All these live streams, all this shilling coffee, all this craziness has been wild. But Vijaya Gadde, most of us met her for the first time on the Joe Rogan Experience and immediately knew that, well, I can't say what I really want to say. She is an exceedingly dry woman, I will say. And I'm not saying her sense of humor, but the actual facts that have now come out have exposed her, in my opinion, to some level of personal culpability here and perhaps some lawsuits, because we now know she was taking part in these little behind the scenes targeted bannings of people like Dan Bongino and Charlie Kirk and certain medical doctors and things of that nature. And I suspect there would be a very large list of people down the line here that she had put her fingers on the scale as well. And we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's Operations Center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. Obviously, you might not be in the market right this second, but it's the computer I use. It's the computer I recommend to friends and family. It's the laptop I use. And they've stood by this channel for a very long time. So if you just remember the promo code Quartering, when you are ready for a new PC, they've got you covered. Vijaya Gadde and company were running the asylum. Controversial decisions made without Jack's nod, Elon Musk, after Twitter files too. Now I want to go to this original article here from the New York Post. Who is Vijaya Gadde? The Twitter executive involved in censoring the Post's story. Twitter's former top lawyer, Vijaya Gadde was singled out in an explosive Twitter thread on Friday by independent journalist Matt Taibbi, who purportedly obtained communications between top officials of the social media company in the wake of the post-October 2020 story on the president's son's computer. The decision, quote, was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust, Vijaya Gadde, playing a key role. Taibbi wrote, after reviewing internal company communications he dubbed the Twitter files. Gadde had been long derided by conservatives as the company's chief censor. New Twitter owner and CEO Elon Musk has criticized her in the past, accusing her of blocking the Post's story even before Friday's revelations. She was reportedly the main force behind the decision to permanently ban then-sitting President Donald Trump from the platform on the January party. The 48-year-old Vijaya Gadde, who earned $17 million a year at the company last year, broke down in tears in April when addressing colleagues about the future of Twitter once Musk moved to take over the company. Now we know why she was crying, don't we? Now we know exactly why she was crying. Isn't that curious? She knew in my opinion, she knew the things that were going to be revealed. She knew the things that were going to be revealed after he took over. And I think that's why she was crying. I think she thought she was going to stay there forever, and her nefarious actions behind the scenes were going to be obfuscated from public view forever because she was drunk on power. She was literally single-handedly tipping the scales in my opinion, in the election conversation in this country. She was certainly tipping the scales individuals who are allowed to be amplified. Republican Senator Josh Hawley pointed out on Twitter at the time that a tearful Gadde was, quote, the same one who led the charge to censor the computer reporting, says it all. Laura Cohen, Twitter's then head of global partners, responded to the flood of online criticism against Vijaya Gadde by accusing Elon Musk of course, misogyny. During her tenure, Gadde also reportedly presided over decisions to ban other right-wing figures from Twitter, such as Milo Yiannopoulos and Charles Chuck Johnson. Again, right-wingers baying for action now against ex-Twitter executive Vijaya Gadde after internal emails reveal Democrat sway. This was after the first Twitter files, and it got way worse last night, way more hard evidence. You can see the right wing saw it as Twitter's previous leadership censoring a legitimate story, and scandalous one at that, to favor Democrats, a conclusion Elon Musk and Matt Taibbi appear to back. The decision to can the story was made at the highest levels of the company without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust Vijaya Gadde playing a key role, Taibbi said. Kana too argues in his email to Gadde that the messenger or the platform should not be held accountable for publishing the materials unless they actively aided in being hacked. And even the politician was said, I say this as being a total Biden partisan and convinced he did not do anything wrong. But you need to basically release the files. The story has now become more about censorship than the relatively innocuous emails that became a bigger deal than it would have been. In the heat of presidential campaign, restricting the dissemination of newspaper articles seems like it will invite more backlash than it will do good, Kana wrote. You have, Gadde has long been a lightning rod for the fringe right wing who believes she was instrumental in shutting down conservative pro-Trump voices on Twitter. We know that's true, including initiating the lifetime ban for former President Trump. She has also triggered outrage in India during a visit by Twitter founder Jack Dorsey when some blamed him for holding up a placard that read, "Smash Brahmin patriarchy." Gadde had subsequently apologized for the incident, saying it was not reflective of Twitter views and it was meant to be a private photo with a gift just given during the visiting delegation. Migrating to the United States as a 3-year-old, Gadde grew up in Beaumont, Texas, a ruby red district replete with racism. Okay. Do you know that? No. Again, secret Twitter group of Vijaya and Parag made decisions. The reason this is important is because this is Vijaya Gadde freewheeling and making policy decisions on the social media platform that some would argue might have swayed people's opinions on, potential political candidates. Of course, we know they've denied it. But Vijaya, I think, is your best target other than Jack Dorsey for some sort of, legal ramifications. Now, after last night, you see, breaking Twitter files released by Elon Musk. This is last night, that Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss have suggested that a secret group headed by Vijaya Gadde, the head of legal, Yoel Roth, head of trust and safety, CEOs Jack Dorsey and Parag Agrawal, and others made decisions secretly without overview to moderate Twitter. Elon wrote, controversial decisions were often made without getting Jack's approval, and he was unaware of systemic bias. The inmates were running the asylum. Jack has a pure heart, in my opinion. Elon Musk is wrong here. I think that it's pretty clear to me that he can't read people, given how often he interacts with some people on Twitter. But you have this situation where Twitter in the past was accused of the same issue, but persistently kept denying it. In 2018, Twitter's Vijaya Gadde and head of product Kayvon Bekpour said, "We do not shadow ban." I mean, do you think they went back and thought that they were super geniuses for that by saying, oh, well, we actually don't shadow ban, we visibility flex or whatever they call it. If you go back, this was episode 1258 with Tim Pool, which Tim did an excellent job, in my opinion, on this. In episode 1258 with Jack Dorsey, Vijaya Gadde, and Tim Pool, the UFC commentator discussed how Twitter had a liberal bias regarding its policies and rules. The conversation started with journalist Tim Pool pointing out the Meghan Murphy ban from the platform. Further, he called this as an instance of targeted harassment. To this, Vijaya Gadde replied that it depended on the context of the platform. Following this, the former Fear Factor observed, quote, "That is not in that context harassment. That is a very specific opinion that she has." In addition, he pointed out that Murphy's statement was biologically correct and not ideologically driven. Later on, the veteran podcaster suggested that the division between the two was not clear-cut. We have a divide here. We have a divide between conservative estimation of what's happening and what the liberal definition of it is. While the American attorney agreed, she also detailed Twitter's policies. Subsequently, Tim Pool pointed out that in ideological involvement arguments on Twitter, Twitter chose to ban one of those ideologies. Following this, Vijaya Gadde again explained that intricacies of policies, thus she cleared that repeated posting of once flagged content is also in violation. Despite this explanation, Rogan declared that it was a good example of how an ideologically based rule, and later on called the policies hypocritical. I mean, if you just watch the interview, you'll see it's absolutely like you pull your hair out, because she is just lying right to these guys' faces. And you can see what gaslighting is like in real time, because they're kind of like, what? And then even Jack Dorsey just kind of like sits there like all shell-shocked. It's really uncomfortable to watch. But nonetheless, I hope you're enjoying this coverage. If you are, make sure you leave a like on this video, and you also subscribe. It helps new people find the channel. Obviously, it's totally free. Don't forget to check out this video sponsor, Meta PCs, and it's Christmas time. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Let's go to the Sonic Advent Calendar. Let's see what we got. I always have to check the date. It's sad because I recorded a lot of these back to back. I should remember what day it is. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, it's just a chimney. I'm like, this one's got like a weird, like a Sonic foot on it. Oh, nice. The Sonic one is, I think the Sonic one on the, oh no, I ripped this out. Oh no. Oh no. Take your kids, tell your children to take that. Oh no. Did I wreck it? No. There we go. The Sonic one, if you're like a Sonic fan, you get a lot of fun little figurines. I mean, action figures. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.